The Coca Cola 600 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, by the all-new 2011 Super Duty built Ford Tough, by DirecTV for the most sports period, and by GoDaddy.com, domains, websites, and everything in between.
At 48 laps, a lot of the Fords come to pit road. Allmendinger, Elliott Sadler, Matt Kenseth, Biffle. Here's Steve.
Like Casey Kane in the NASCAR saying that car in the track very, very slippery. They're going to take air out of the front tires and go down on the track bar. Juan Pablo Montoya said his car isn't doing much of anything. He can't get it to turn, and it's also loose off. Big changes for Juan Pablo. Edwards, Menard, Keselowski also on pit road. Montoya in. Matt?
And Keselowski comes to a stop. His car started to go tight near the end of that run. And the 11 of Denny Hamlin, who will be pitting right behind the 12 of Keselowski. His car was tight early on. They were talking about what changes to make to that FedEx Toyota. His guy's still up on the wall. They go to work. They were talking about a chassis adjustment. Look to see. They do indeed. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. You see the gas man make the adjustment. Scott Wood. Good stop so far. And the 29 of Kevin Harvick coming in. He said this balance was great early on. He just couldn't go anywhere, lack of speed. But then he said the car was tight in the center, loose on exit. At least an air pressure change. Steve.
Matt, Jimmy Johnson said not only is his car loose, it gets snappy loose. So they make a chassis adjustment. 4 tires is the call for the 48 team. Extremely loose.
Boyer, Dale Jr. in, Jamie McMurray leaving, Regan Smith coming in. Here's Kurt Busch in the pit lane along with David Rudiman, Mark Martin, and Hornish, who missed pit road the first time around. Matt?
And a great stop by the Army guys. Ryan Newman said the biggest hindrance he had was turn 4. Significant track bar adjustment. Dick Bergeron.
Been on pit road. He has run some of the Krista.
Change. Air pressure, the only change for the number 2. 4-tire stop for Kurt Busch.
Jeff Burton getting service. Kyle Busch.
Mike, I'm not surprised the 48 was snappy loose. Remember in practice, they were fighting that same problem in practice with that car.
Dick.
Joey Logano's crew had expected that they weren't going to be all this fast at the beginning of the race. They wanted to let the racetrack come to them later in the event. But so far, so good. Krista.
Martin Truex bringing his car in that said the tires are hurting for grip and air pressure. The only chassis adjustment, no chassis adjustment for the 56, Steve.
Tony Stewart gets a chassis adjustment. He too complaining of a loose race car. 4 tires, chassis adjustment. These guys really struggling to hang on with this slick track.
Tony Stewart had a wild slide getting onto pit road. Not many folks could have saved that car and brought it down to pit road speed. He did.
In about 5 laps, we cycled through those green flag stops. Tony Stewart here in the 14 was the last one to pit. Kurt Busch in the 2 now has the lead again.
Larry, but didn't you think it was kind of fascinating, really, that every Ford pitted on the same lap?
Yeah, and they were the first cars to hit pit road. Everybody hit it a little early, but again, I don't know that everybody had a great feel for their fuel mileage.
Watch this. That's Stewart getting onto pit road and getting down to pit road speed.
And evidently he was okay as far as entering pit road. But, you know, I couldn't help but think about when Krista talked about Martin Truex Jr. in the 56 car. She mentioned the word grip. Remember, our FedEx understanding the race. We talked about it. That's what the cars will need now in the sunlight. More grip front and rear.
Riding with Martin Truex, he's the 9th place car. Started this race in 3rd, and I think had that all-star race gone another 5 laps, he and this man would have had quite a battle for that $1 million. This is Kurt Busch, our leader.
We're going to have to keep track of the exit.
Now here's a battle right now for the 3rd spot. Joey Logano in the 20 goes by Casey Kane in the 9, but I think Casey Kane in that 9 car, he was the real winner on those green flag stops. But remember, he was one of the first cars to hit pit road, get advantage of those fresh tires.
And right now what he's doing is driving a really, really smart race. No need in holding Joey Logano up right now. Move down, let Joey go, fall in, and run behind him a while.
That's the Californian David Gilliland on the outside in the 37 as they try to keep up with 3rd place Joey Logano. Kurt Busch back in the lead with Rudeman second, Logano, Casey Kane, and Jimmy Johnson the top 5.
You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
I can't see it there.
Look at the damage on the left front of Juan Montoya's Chevrolet. Coming off turn number 2, the car snapped loose, spun down to the bottom of the racetrack and into the wall, Daryl.
Let's see if we can maybe has a soft tire here. No, I think it just gets out from under him. Cars are a little loose up off the corner over there. I don't believe it was a tire issue, Mike. I believe he just lost it.
He was running roughly about the 16th position. Boy, Greg Bifflin, that 16, right behind him when that happened. Close call.
You see the tires blowing as the car slides down the racetrack, but I don't believe he had a tire down.
Montoya has been one of the fastest cars here.
Off the left front, Brian. On pit road.
Over the last
4 tires right now. Let's look at it.
Over this last week and a half. Would have been on the pole for the showdown. That qualifying got rained out. Had a chance to win that. Car been quick in practice, but tough luck in the race.
Looking at the car, though, I believe if they can get that splitter fixed on the left front, the tires didn't hit the wall. The nose of the car up there did. I believe they can get this car fixed.
Free pass will go to Elliott Sadler in the U.S. Air Force number 19. And for the first time in the Coke 600, we'll see the implementation of NASCAR's new double file restart rule and the new rule that allows lapped cars that do not pit. If all the lead lap cars do pit, those lap cars will be able to take the wave around and get a lap back.
And I think what we'll see here, it's been anywhere in hitting. Juan Montoya is going to the garage area with the 42 car. I heard Brian Patty say change the tires, we'll go there. It's been about 9 to 12 or 13 laps since those green flag stops. I think everyone will come to pit road, but I think we'll see some people test the waters and go with just 2 right side tires here.
Might even just get a little gas. I mean, just hadn't been that long since on pit road.
There's a commit cone at the end of that yellow line. That's where you must declare your intention. And a lot of those lead lap cars are coming in. Dick?
Well, David Rudeman plans on taking 2 tires and a minor chassis adjustment in order to help him get through the middle of the corner better. Steve.
Nick Jimmy Johnson saying the car in that short run was getting better. They'll make a chassis adjustment, and they're going to try to give him something to drink. Kristen.
They talked about taking 4 for Kurt and a track bar adjustment. They changed their mind. No adjustment, 2 tires. Matt?
Kyle Busch's team talking 2 tires. The 39 of Ryan Newman's team, they're going 2 tires as well.
The leader will be Denny Hamlin. That was the first of the lead lap cars that chose not to pit, and I believe Hamlin was the only lead lap car not to make a stop here at lap 63.
56 cars up 6 spots. He took fuel only.
We'll see how that strategy plays out when we come back.